morning. It's 9:02 right now. I'm not usually a morning person, but I'm trying to get better. Welcome to my kitchen. I told you a few weeks ago that I was going to be doing another practical magic-esque video, and well, you clicked on it, so here you are. This time, instead of doing like a week inspired where I just do practical magic-y things and, you know, have fun, dress like them, all that, instead of doing that, I'm gonna be focusing on beauty related things. So I plan on doing a body butter. I'm gonna make my own body butter because Sally makes her own body butter and it's really good. According to Jillian, it's great. But I'm also going to be doing a hair rinse, I'm going to be doing a facial steam, and I'm going to be making my very own youthberry tea. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, I'm going to just get cracking here. First, another sip of tea. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do all this in one day and just make it a self-care day. I think like a practical magic self-care day is in order. So let's get started.
Sal, I love this stuff. It's great. You've done a great job. Jillian, if you're going to work here, maybe you could, I don't know, work? I am. I'm testing the merchandise.
Starting with the essential oil I'm gonna use. I just have some jasmine petals here that just to decorate the top more than anything. Then we have just some coconut oil, and we have vitamin E oil. The recipe calls for an oil I don't have, so I'm substituting it out with olive oil, which should be fine. And then last but not least, the piece de resistance, cocoa butter. There she goes. Ignore my dirty microwave. Give that a stir. All right, so after a few rounds of 30 seconds in the microwave, I'm giving it a stir. Everything is incorporated. According to the recipe, I need to let this mixture cool for a little bit. And it doesn't necessarily say how long, so just I'm assuming until it's not hot oil anymore. And once this cools down a bit, we're gonna take a hand mixer and we're just gonna whip this up. So I'm gonna be using rosemary. And I cut a small sprig of rosemary from outside, but as you can see, my plant is on the verge, so I wasn't able to collect much, but that's okay. So just a sprig, dry rosemary should be fine, and then apple cider vinegar, and then just a spray bottle for ease when I'm applying that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to make a tea, essentially, with the rosemary. Actually, we're gonna save the sprig for in the bottle, just for a little flourish, but we're going to use the dried rosemary with some water and just to make a very strong tea. And then we're going to add apple cider vinegar to that, shake it up good, and let that cool as well, and then that makes a really good hair rinse. While that was steeping and the body butter was cooling down, I just had time to sit back and relax for a while. Where I can not feel any heat rising off it anymore, which is good. So now we use a hand mixer. It goes so fast, I'm afraid I'm gonna make a big mess. Regardless, we're gonna try it. Okay, that goes so fast. Oh my God, I knew it. So it sprayed on the counter a little bit. Let's try that again. Not much gentler. God, it might take a lot longer, but I have time. Yeah, this is so much safer feeling. I don't like making a huge splattery mess on the counters and just anywhere. I just don't love that. All right, so bad news. I have been going at it with this body butter for like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So I decided to banish the body butter to the fridge so it could cool for a bit longer while I went back to working on the hair rinse. Perfect timing because while I'm waiting for the body butter to cool down in the fridge, I am going to take a shower and try this out. I use the spray, and to be honest with you, it's very similar to other apple cider vinegar rinses I've done. I guess instead of just diluting it in water, this time you dilute it with rosemary tea, basically, very strong brewed. And I'm really glad I tried it because the rosemary really, it doesn't entirely mask the smell of apple cider vinegar, obviously, but it really does help a lot. And it's really a strong smell on its own. So I really enjoyed that. I think it smelled really nice, actually. So, and my hair, you know, it's wet. So who knows? Who knows how it's going to turn out? So yeah, I will let you know how it dries. It's lunchtime. Oh, they're so sweet. Anyway, I think it's time for our next project. So for our next project, I am going to be doing a fennel facial steam. And I think Aunt Frances would be very proud of us. Very good for the pores, you know what I mean? Kind of her thing.
Over here, you grab that spoon, you dig right in. Doesn't that look great? And the fumes, I have to tell you, the fumes are great for the pores. Not to mention sealing his nasty spirit back into the grave.
So, yeah. And it's perfect because I just got a shower and my skin does feel tight. As it always does, you know, because I didn't moisturize. So I'm going to do a facial steam, and then I'm going to moisturize after that, and then I'm going to check on that body butter. We'll check and see. Because it'd be great to moisturize my body with it, you know what I mean? Not going to use it on my face. So, yeah, let's get cooking. All right, so all we need for this one is just a little pot, hot water, and you want to make sure it's on the burner that's closest to you because you're going to be leaning over it. Move this out of the way, but this is what we're going to be putting in there. Just some fennel. Oh, and you're going to need a towel. So grab your towel and let's get cracking. All right, so I'm waiting for the water to boil for the steam. My skin already feels dry and itchy. I can see it's getting irritated, so I really need to moisturize it. This is gonna help. But while I'm waiting, I grabbed the body butter out of the fridge and it's like solid. Maybe I took a longer shower than I meant to, but I think I'm gonna try blending again. Let's see what happens. Oh no, it's like a cream. It looks a little greasy. If you decide to try this one at home, I highly recommend it, but also be warned that you are putting your face over steam, so be safe. My skin feels very warm, very flush, but also very moisturized. I can feel the difference, I really can. Okay, so we got our skin moisturized. We'll lock it in with some glycerin spray. So, just gonna let this dry. Once I put that toner in the fridge, I decided it was time to start making that tea blend. The original youthberry tea has quite a bit of dried fruit in it, so for my own blend, I wanted to mimic that. So I purchased several different types of dried fruit that were listed on the ingredients, and I went to work. The recipe calls for white tea as the base, but what could go wrong if I just have one with a little bit of jasmine in it, right? Just a pinch of citric acid. After several minutes of grinding away, the tea blend was finally complete. And I'll admit it was a bit nostalgic when I got to use my youthberry Tiavana tea tin. The recipe called for currants, but instead of doing dried currants, I decided to do a currant jam, which turned out to be another big mistake. The first time I tried it just strictly on its own without any additives, aside from that jam, and it was okay. But I decided to try improving it some more. Emphasis on the word try. I thought since it was a bit tart that I should add some honey and milk. And not only did I poison myself, but also my poor boyfriend. Notice how it curdled, and I still decided to give it a shot. It was at this point that I also realized that my hair had finally dried, and it was looking nice and feeling good. Despite my better judgment, I still decided to take a sip and was hit with the realization that it was very, very bad. It was just so tart and sour and unpleasant. So I decided to brew a new cup without the jam and without anything in it but a little sprinkling of sugar to see how that would go. I was quite surprised, and happily so, because though it wasn't my favorite tea that I've ever made, it was definitely drinkable in this state. After doing a bit of tidying up, I decided I wanted to have a seat and take a load off and really just do some digging in one of my favorite books about plants. The book is called Magic and Medicine of Plants, and it's written by the Reader's Digest. I love that this book has cool vintage illustrations as well as actual photographs of each plant, and it also gives a little bit information about the habitat, the ways you can identify the plant, its different uses, and also of course its magical uses and its folklore. The next morning I just had to give that fennel toner a try, of course. And it ended up being lovely and very soothing on the skin. It was then that I took out the body butter from the fridge and realized it had solidified overnight. I sat in frustrated contemplation and wondered if I should just give up on the body butter or try again. I had made up my mind that I was determined to make a body butter that would be a butter. So I hit the books. Much to my surprise, I found a little pamphlet that belonged to an essential oil company that was just tucked away in the pages of my home apothecary book. And it had exactly what I was looking for. It's a very simple recipe again, and we're bringing in, we're bringing in the big guns. So hopefully Oh, hopefully it goes well. Wish me luck.
Flip the switch and let the cauldron bubble. How convenient!
I did end up straying away from the recipe slightly by not adding an essential oil because I decided that the smell of the cocoa butter was actually lovely. So I kept it just at that, and I also didn't do the sweet almond oil and instead did vitamin E oil. So I didn't think this clearly through because our mixture's in here, which we want to blend up or whisk up, but it also needs to be sitting in an ice bath the whole time. So yeah. Maybe I should put the ice bath in the metal bowl and put the stuff that's in the metal bowl in a smaller bowl and then hook that up. Or I could use the hand mixer. Ugh. Okay, this is a success so far. Out of charge. Frick. Oh no. Oh, well, maybe we can use the regular blender for the rest. Oh, here we go. Smells really good. Really, really good. It smells like chocolate, which makes sense. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I need to transfer this into a container. After seeing how successful that one turned out, I decided that I better take the old one and throw it in the mixer as well. You guys, that might have worked even better than I planned. Oh my gosh, it's like, this is straight up like a whip. Oh my god. So that was the trick. I just needed to, it needed to be cold. Yesterday I didn't do the ice bath. Okay, this is literally fluffy as icing. It smells super good. Well, you guys, I feel very greasy. I couldn't help myself. So I just lathered myself up, and let me tell you, I am greasier than a grease monkey. It's real bad. Like, I feel slimy. It's, yeah, I don't know if you can see how greasy I am. I feel very moisturized though, you know? So there's that. Would I use this as a regular body butter? No, I don't think I would. So I think what I'm gonna do is, so I use baby oil to shave when I'm shaving my legs and stuff like that. So I think I could use this as like a shaving cream. I think this will be my shaving cream. As for the hair rinse, because I didn't really talk about that too much earlier. Yeah, I mean, it felt good having apple cider vinegar rinse with the rosemary, because that's already, I mean, apple cider vinegar is already really good for your hair and for your scalp. And if you're someone that has dry scalp, itchy scalp, any of that, I know I am, and I actually noticeably have felt a difference. And it's only been a day, but like, I need to, yeah, I'm gonna use that again. I'm guessing I could use that like once a week maybe, just as a spritz in my hair, let it soak a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, I think it did pretty good. My hair feels soft. Well, soft as it can be for being curly, you know, but I think it delivered. So I'm happy with that. And that's something I'm probably going to continue to make actually, because I really think the rosemary smell it really like complemented the apple cider vinegar. It didn't completely mask it, but it definitely like aided in the smell. So as for the fennel facial steam, I've done that one before. It's a staple for me. I love to do that one. I probably only do it like once every couple months. And really it depends on how my skin's doing. Like I would maybe do it more often in the winter. I'd probably do it like once a month in the winter. You know, having that toner afterwards too is always good. Oh my gosh, also, I can't forget to mention the tea. Oh my god. That tea. That tea was, I thought it was going to be so good. It was okay. It turned out being fine, but my first go of it, when I added the currant jam, because the original youthberry tea had currants in it. So, and I couldn't find regular currants at the store I went to, so I just got currant jam, thinking, instead of adding sugar or like honey or something to sweeten it later, I'm assuming that'll be sweet enough. My God, it was so fruity and sweet that when I added the milk, you saw it curdled. It curdled. I still made myself drink a little to try it, but it was a no-go for me. It was a no. So I ended up remaking it. So the recipe calls for white tea. That's like the main base. And I had white tea that had a bunch of jasmine in it as well, had jasmine buds. So I think that is where the flavor got a little weird. The jasmine did not complement all the fruit going on. So it's fine when I just have it without the jam. But I think after I finish this little batch that I made, thank God I only made a little batch. It doesn't even fill that whole container up. It's like half full. I still have all the great ingredients, except for I would just need to get plain white tea. So I think I might remake it and just do a regular white tea and not a tea that has jasmine in it. Or really, I could do black tea. I prefer black tea anyway, and it's very much, it's not the same, but it's very similar. Probably do that at some point because I do miss having the youthberry. And I'm trying to keep youthful, obviously. Not really. I don't care. I'm not an anti-aging person at all by any means. Making it to old age, how exciting is that? Not everyone gets to do it. It's a privilege. So anyway, yeah, I guess it was fun. It was a fun couple of days here. Mostly yesterday, but a little bit today. I just feel so greasy. I'm trying to air out, and it's just not going to happen because it's oil. It's not going to evaporate like water does. Oh, I think I need to towel off. So I'm going to let you go. But you know what? Thanks for watching. I hope this was at least entertaining. I was trying to embody a Sally Owens character, and I don't know. I think she's so much more graceful than I am. Oh well, it was fun anyway. Go out and watch Practical Magic. Go get inspired. I don't know. Go get inspired by this great film and do something stupid. Go make you a shaving cream that was supposed to be body butter. Go make you a tea that is tart as a motherfucker. Oh, all right. Have a great week, you guys. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, here we go. The currant jam. Here's the currant jam. Oh, God. Anyway.